Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be starting a new series, Ace Attorney Trilogy. Rocking out to the music right now. Fucking fantastic. Because I love this game. I love these games. The whole trilogy, everything. I'm gushing as well. You can tell, can you tell? Play them all on the original format, the Nintendo DS. So they've released them on the PlayStation 4. Will be last year. Finally getting around to play it again. So you're all coming with us on this journey. So without further ado, let's get straight in there. Episode 1, The First Turnabout. Yes, I would wish to play that. Oh, got blood. So I'm gushing it. Damn it! Why me? I can't get caught. Not like this. I've got to find someone to pin this on. Someone like him. I'll make it look like he did it. Don't know why I picked that voice for him. Boy, am I nervous. Right! I can't do women's voices very well. That'd be very disrespectful. Oh, hiya, Chief. Whew. I'm glad I made it on time. Well, I have to say, Phoenix, I'm impressed. Not everyone takes on a murder trial right off the bat like this. It says a lot about you and your client as well. Thanks? Actually, it's because I owe him a favour. A favour? You mean you knew the defendant before the case? Yeah. Actually, I kind of owe my current job to him. He's one of the reasons I became an attorney. Well, that's news to me. I'm really bad at women's voices. I want to help him out any way I can. I just really want to help him. I owe him that much. It's over. My life, everything, it's all over. Is that your client screaming over there? Yeah, it's him. Death, despair, oh. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna die. Sounds like he wants to die. Yeah. Nick! Hey there, Larry. Dude, I'm so guilty. Tell them I'm guilty. Give me the death sentence. I ain't afraid to die. What? What's wrong with Larry? Oh, it's all over. I'm finished. Finished! I can't live in a world without her. I can't. Who took her away? Who took her away from me, Nick? Who did this? Oh, Nick. You gotta tell me who took my baby away. Person responsible for your girlfriend's death. The newspapers say it was you. My name is Phoenix Wright. Here's the story. The first case is a fairly simple one. A young woman was killed in her apartment. The guy they arrested was the unlucky sap dating her. Larry Butts. My best friend since grade school. Our school had a saying, when something smells, it's usually the butts. In the 23 years I've known him, it's usually been true. He has a knack for getting himself in trouble. One thing I can say though, it's usually not his fault, he just has terrible luck. But I know better than anyone that he's a good guy at heart. That, and I owe him one. which is why I took the case, to clear his name. And that's just what I'm going to do. August 3rd, 10 a.m., District Court, Courtroom number 2. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Larry Butts. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, this is your first trial, is it not? Yes, Your Honor. I'm a little nervous. Your conduct during this trial will decide the fate of your client. Murder is a serious charge. For your client's sake, I hope you can control your nerves. Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, given the circumstances, I think we should have a test to ascertain your readiness. Yes, Your Honor. Hands shaking, eyesight fading. The test will consist of a few simple questions. Answer them clearly and concisely. Please state the name of the defendant in this case. Defendant will be Larry Butts. Memory. The defendant? Well, that's Larry Butts, Your Honor. Correct. Just keep your wits about you and you'll do fine. Next question. This is a murder trial. Tell me what's the victim's name? Whew, I know this one. Glad I read the case report cover to cover so many times. It's... Wait. Uh-oh. Nope. No way. I forgot. I'm drawing a total blank here. Phoenix! Are you absolutely sure you're up for this? You don't even know the victim's name. Oh. Oh, the victim. Of course I know the victim's name. I, just forgot. Temporarily. I think I feel a migraine coming on. Look. The victim's name is written in the court record. Just press the R1 button to check it at any time, okay? Remember to check it often. Do it for me, please. I'm begging you. Mr. Wright, who is the victim in this case? I'm going to go off memory here, and it is Cindy Stone. The victim's name is Cindy Stone. Correct. Now, tell me what was the cause of death. She died because she was... loss of blood due to blunt trauma. Blunt trauma. Hit in the head with a blunt object. She was struck once by a blunt object. Correct. You've answered all my questions. I see no reason why we should not proceed. You seem much more relaxed, Mr. Wright. Good for you. Thank you, Your Honor. Because I don't feel relaxed, that's for sure. Well then. First, a question for the prosecution, Mr. Payne. Yes, Your Honor. I was going to do a horrible voice for him, but I don't think I could keep it up for the whole case. As Mr. Wright just told us, the victim was struck with a blunt object. Would you explain to the court just what that object was? The murder weapon was the statue of the thinker. Sorry. Right. It was found lying on the floor next to the victim. I see. The court accepted into evidence. So fucking derpy. Right. Statue in the shape of the thinker. It's rather heavy. Statue added to the court record. Right. Be sure to pay attention to any evidence added during the trial. That evidence is the only ammunition you have in court. Use the R1 button to check the court record frequently. Let's go. Let's do this. Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its first witness. The prosecution calls the defendant, Mr. Butts, to the stand. Chief, what do I do now? Pay attention. You don't want to miss any information that might help your client's case. That went really weird. You'll get your chance to respond to the prosecution later, so be ready. Let's just hope he doesn't say anything unfortunate. Uh-oh, Larry gets excited easily. This could be bad. Mr. Butts, is it not true that the victim had recently dumped you? Hey, watch it, buddy. We were great together. We were Romeo and Juliet, Cleopatra and Mark Antony. Didn't they all die? I wasn't dumped. She just wasn't taking my phone calls or seeing me. Ever. What's it to you, anyway? Mr. Butts, what you describe is generally what we mean by dumped. In fact, she had completely abandoned you and was seeing other men. She had just returned from overseas with one of them the day before the murder. What do you mean, one of them? Lies, all of it lies. I don't believe a word of it. Your Honor, the victim's passport. According to this, she was in Paris until the day before she died. Passport? The victim apparently arrived home from Paris on 7:30. 30th of Dingy? Aye. The day before the murder. Indeed. She appears to have returned the day before the murder. Dude, no way. The victim was a model, but she did not have a large income. It appears that she had several sugar daddies. Daddies? Sugar? Yes, older men who gave her money and gifts. She took their money and used it to support her lifestyle. Dude. We can clearly see what kind of woman this Miss Stone was. Tell me, Mr. Butts, what do you think of her now? Right. I don't think you want him to answer that question. Yeah, Larry has a way of running his mouth in all the wrong directions. Should I stop him from answering? My client had no idea what the victim was seeing other men. That question is irrelevant to this case. Oof. Dude, Nick, what do you mean irrelevant? That cheating she-dog. I'm gonna die. I'm just gonna drop dead. Yeah, and when I meet her in the afterlife, I'm gonna get to the bottom of this. Let's continue with the trial, shall we? I believe the accused's motive is clear to everyone. Yes, quite. Oh boy, this is so not looking good. Next question. You went to the victim's apartment on the day of the murder, did you not? Well, did you or did you not? Well, maybe I did and maybe I didn't. Uh-oh, he went. What do I do? Have him answer honestly. I know, I'll send him a signal. Tell the truth. Yeah, I was there. I went. Order. Well, Mr. Butts? Dude, chill. She wasn't home, man. So, I didn't see her. Your Honor, the defendant is lying. Lying? The prosecution would like to call a witness who can prove Mr. Butts is lying. Well, that simplifies matters. Who is your witness? The man who found the victim's body. Just before making the gruesome discovery. He saw the defendant fleeing the scene of the crime. Order! Order in the court. Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its witness. Yes, Your Honor. This is bad. On the day of the murder, my witness was selling newspapers at the victim's building. Please bring Mr. Frank Sawyer to the stand. Mr. Sawyer, you sell newspaper subscriptions, is that correct? Oh ho, yes. Newspapers, yes. Mr. Sawyer, you may proceed with your testimony. Please tell the court what you saw on the day of the murder. Here we go, witness testimony. I've got to pay attention to all this. I was going door to door selling subscriptions when I saw a man fleeing an apartment. I thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him. Thinking it strange, I looked inside the apartment. Then I saw her lying there, a woman, not moving, dead. I quailed in fright and found myself unable to go inside. I thought to call the police immediately. However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working. I went to a nearby park and found a public phone. I remember the time exactly. It was 1 p.m. The man who ran was without a doubt the defendant sitting right over there. Larry, why didn't you tell the truth? I can't defend you against a testimony like that. Incidentally, why wasn't the phone in the victim's apartment working? Your Honor, at the time of the murder there was a blackout in the building. Aren't phones supposed to work during a blackout? Yes, Your Honor. However, some cordless phones do not function normally. The phone that Mr. Sawyer used was one of those. Your Honor, I have a record of the blackout for your perusal. Blackout record. Electricity to Miss Stone's building was out from noon to 6 p.m. on the day of the crime. Now, Mr. Wright. Yes? Yes, Your Honor? You may begin your cross-examination. Cross-examination? Your Honor? Alright, right. This is it, the real deal. What exactly am I supposed to do? Why, you exposed the lies in the testimony of the witness just gave. Lies? What? He was lying? Your client is innocent, right? Then that witness must have lied in his testimony. Or is your client really guilty? How do I prove he's not? You hold the key. It's in the evidence. Compare the witness's testimony to the advanced evidence at hand. There's bound to be a contradiction in there. First, find contradictions between the court record and the witness's testimony. Then, once you've found the contradicting evidence, present it and rub it in the witness' face. Okay. Open the court record with the R1 button, then point out contradictions in the testimony. Witness's account, cross-examination. I forgot which voice I was doing for him. I was going door to door selling subscriptions when I saw a man fleeing an apartment. I thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him. Hold on, let's press L1. I was going door to door selling subscriptions when I saw the man fleeing an apartment. Isn't a man leaving an apartment a common sight? I find it odd you would take notice of him. I don't know, he just seemed strange to me, that's all. Like he was mad and yet frightened at the same time. Just like a criminal fleeing the scene of a crime. The defense requests that the witness refrain from conjecture. Of course, what the witness means is that the man he saw looked suspicious. So, what happened next? Right, I thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him, nothing wrong there. Thinking it strange, I looked inside the apartment. Press that one. What gave you the idea to do that? Well, the door was half open, you see. Isn't it only human to want to peek? We climb mountains because they are there. Is it the same thing? Truer words have never been spoken. Anyone would look inside. Why did Payne cut him off so quickly? So, you looked into the apartment. What happened then? And then saw her lying there, woman not moving, dead. How do you know she was dead? Are you sure she was dead? Well, no, I guess I wasn't. But she wasn't moving at all, and there was blood everywhere. I guess that would look fatal to anyone. Very well. What happened next? I quilled in fright and found myself unable to go inside. Why not? So, you didn't touch anything in the apartment? Yes. I mean, no, nothing. Okay. What happened next? I thought to call the police immediately. Did you think to call them? Or did you call them? You thought to call the police? Does that mean you didn't actually call them? Please, listen to the rest of the testimony. You thought to call the police. What happened next? However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working. May as well just think everything. The phone in her apartment wasn't working? Yes, I mean, no it wasn't, right? But you said you didn't go into the apartment, or did you? Oh, that. I can explain that. That was the wrong voice. There was... I can't do these voices full time, like. There was a cordless phone on a shelf in the entranceway. I reached inside and tried using that to call. And that phone wasn't working, correct? What happened next? I went to a nearby park and found a public phone. Why not go to a neighbour? Why use a public phone? Well, you see, I don't have a cell phone, and being in the middle of the afternoon, there was no answer at the nearby apartments. Right. What time did it call again? I remember the time exactly. It was 1 PM. 1 PM? Are you certain? Yes, absolutely. He seems really confident. 1 PM? Right. Doesn't that seem strange to you? Present some evidence to contradict. That's a contradiction. Present. 4 PM to 5 PM. Boosh. Hold on. I'll present triangle. Objection. You found the body at 1 PM. You sure? Yes, it was 1 PM for certain. Frankly, I find that hard to believe. Your statement directly contradicts the autopsy report. The autopsy notes the time of death at some time after 4 PM. There was no body to find at 1 PM. How do you explain this 3-hour gap? Oh, that. Yeah, objection. This is trivial. The witness merely forgot the time. No, he seemed very certain of the time. After his testimony, I find it that hard to believe. Mr. Sawyer, why were you so certain that you found the body at 1 PM? Gee, that's a really good question. Great job, Wright. Way to put him on the spot. That's all you have to do, point out contradictions. Lies always beget more lies. See through one, and the whole story falls apart. Wait, I remember now. Would you care to give your testimony again? And change his testimony mid-thing. You see, when I found the body, I heard the time. There was a voice saying the time. It was probably coming from the television. Oh, but it was 3 hours off, wasn't it? Guess the victim must have been watching a video of a taped program. That's why I thought it was 1 PM. Terribly sorry about the misunderstanding. I see. You heard a voice saying the time of a taped program. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Right. You know what to do. I've got this one. time of discovery. You see, when I found the body, I heard the time. There was a voice saying the time. It was probably coming from the television. Oh, but it was 3 hours off, wasn't it? I guess the victim must have been watching a video of a taped program. That's wrong. That's why I thought it was 1 PM. Terribly sorry about the misunderstanding. Hold on. Let's go back. Present. Power cut. Objection. Hold it right there. The prosecution has said there was a blackout during the time of discovery. And this record proves it. Ah, that's right, dude. You couldn't have heard a television or a video. Yeah. Hi, well, The defense has a point. Do you have an explanation for this, Mr. Sawyer? No, I find it quite puzzling myself. Quite. Ah, wait, I remember now. Mr. Sawyer? The court would prefer to hear an accurate testimony from the very beginning. These constant corrections are harming your credibility. Very true. That, and you seem rather distraught. But my apologies, Your Honor. It must have been the shock of finding the body. Very well, Mr. Sawyer. Let's hear your testimony once more, please. Hearing the time. We all know he's guilty, because we saw him in the beginning. Actually, I didn't hear the time, I saw it. There was a table clock in the apartment, wasn't there? Yeah, the murder weapon. The killer used it to hit the victim. That must have been what I saw. His voice changes every single time I read it. You saw a clock? I guess that would explain it. The defense may cross-examine the witness. Gladly. Because I know you're wrong. I know you're lying. Hearing the time. Actually, I didn't hear the time, I saw it. There was a table clock in the apartment, wasn't there? Yeah, the murder weapon the killer using, that's the wrong one. Because the murder weapon was a statue. Objection, murder weapon was a statue. Wait just a moment. The murder weapon wasn't a clock. It was this statue. Now, how is this supposed to be a clock? I love this kick into the music. Get in. Memories. You with your objections and your evidence, just who do you think you are? Just answer the question, Mr. Sawyer. Hey, I saw it there, okay? That's a clock. Your Honor, if I may. Yes, Mr. Payne. As the witness stated, this statue is indeed a clock. The neck is a switch. You just tilt it and it says the time out loud. As it doesn't look like a clock, I submitted it as a statue. My apologies. I see. So the murder weapon was a table clock after all? Well, Mr. Wright? It appears that the witness's testimony was correct. This is a clock. Do you have any problems with this testimony now? Yes. Your Honor, there is a gaping hole in the witness's testimony. The only way he could have known the weapon was a clock is to hold it in his hand. Yet the witness testified that he never entered the apartment. Clearly a contradiction. Indeed. The witness knew it was a clock because he went in the apartment. You're lying. You were inside the apartment on the day of the murder. Oh yeah? Prove it. Prove I went in there. I'll do better than that. I can prove you were the one who killed her. You struck her with the clock, and the shock of the blow triggered the clock's voice. That was the sound you heard. Order in the court. Intriguing. Please continue, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Sawyer, the sound must have left quite an impression on you. Understandable, since the murder weapon struck just as you hit the victim. That voice was burned into your mind. That's why you were so certain about the time. But what's the meaning of this? This is all baseless conjecture. Baseless? Just look at the witness's face. It's getting a bit red there. Would the witness care to elaborate? Did you strike the victim with the clock? That day, never. Look, the clock, I heard, no, I mean, I saw. Hit in the face with a wig. Shut up, I hate you. It was him, I tell you, I saw him. He killed her, and he should burn, give him death. Order in the court, I say. Your Honor, a moment, please. There isn't a shred of evidence supporting the defense's claims. Mr. Wright, Your Honor. You claim the sound the witness heard came from the clock. Do you have any evidence? The whole case is riding on this. I better think it through carefully. Your Honor, the sound Mr. Sword heard was definitely this clock. A fact which is clear if you simply try sounding the clock. Let's sound the clock now, here in this court. Your Honor, may I have the clock? I ask the court to listen very carefully. Beep. I think it's 8:25. That certainly is a strange way to announce the time. Well, he is the thinker after all. So, we've heard the clock. What are your conclusions, Mr. Wright? Mr. Payne, can you tell me what time is it now? It's 11:25. As you can see, this clock is exactly 3 hours slow. Precisely the discrepancy between what Mr. Sawyer heard and the actual time of death. So, Mr. Sawyer, try to talk your way out of this one. Ha! You forgot one thing. Uh-oh, what's he talking about now? While it may seem like that clock is running 3 hours slow, it proves nothing. How do you know it was running 3 hours slow on the day of the murder? If you can't prove that, you don't have a case. He's right. How am I going to prove that? Damn it, I was so close. Mr. Wright? It seems you lack the critical evidence to support your claim. Yes, Your Honor. This means I cannot let you indict the witness. Unfortunately, this ends the cross-examination of Mr. Frank Sawyer. I come all the way down here to testify and look what happens. You treat me like a criminal. A criminal. You lawyers are all the slime. I almost had him. Sorry, Larry. I failed you. There's nothing I can do. Not so fast, Mr. Sawyer. Chief. Listen up, right? Don't throw this one away. Not like this. Think. Chief, it's over. I can't prove the clock was slow the day of the murder. Nobody can prove that. Well, yes. That doesn't mean you still can't win. Try thinking out the box. Don't waste time doubting the facts. Assume the clock was 3 hours slow and think through it. Ask yourself, why was the clock 3 hours slow? Figure out the reason and you'll have your proof. Right? Can you think of a reason as to why the clock will be 3 hours slow? Yes. Wait. Maybe I can prove it. You must have evidence somewhere that can prove it, right? Find it and let them have it. Well, Mr. Wright? You say the clock was already running slow on the day of the murder. Have you found evidence to support this claim? Of course. There's a piece of evidence in the court record that can prove my claim beyond a doubt. I think I know I'll remember this one. Ha! Tough words. Let's see you pull this one off. Let's see this evidence that proves why the clock was running slow. Passport. Should have been travelling. The victim had just returned home from abroad the day before the murder. As we all know, the time difference between here and Paris is 9 hours. When it's 4 PM here, it's 1 AM the next day there. The clock wasn't 3 hours slow, it was 9 hours fast. The victim hadn't reset her clock since returning home. That's why the time you heard when you struck her dead in her apartment was wrong. Proof enough for you, Mr. Sawyer, or should I say, Mr. Did It? So cheesy. I love it. Foaming at the mouth. Oh, order I say. Well, this case has certainly turned out differently than we all expected. Mr. Payne, your witness? He was arrested and has been taken away, Your Honor. Very well. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. I have to say, I'm impressed. I don't think I've ever seen someone complete a defense so quickly. And I find the true culprit at the same time. Thank you, Your Honor. At this point, this is only formality, but this court finds the defendant, Mr. Larry Butts, not guilty. We won! Yay! And with that, this court is adjourned. Turns out that Frank Sawyer was a common burglar. He posed as a newspaper salesman to check and see when people were out of the house. That day, that fateful day, when Larry went to her apartment, the victim wasn't home. After he left, Mr. Sawyer let himself in to do his dirty work. While he was searching her place, the victim returned. Flustered, Mr. Sawyer grabbed the nearest blunt object he could find. And did the dirty deed. August 3rd, District Courtroom, Defendant Lobby number 2. Whew, still can't believe we won. Right, good job in there. Congratulations. Thanks, Chief. I owe it all to you. Not at all, not at all. You fought your own battles in there. It's been a while since I've seen a trial end on such a satisfying note. I've never seen the Chief looking this happy. If she's this glad, imagine how Larry must feel. My life is over. Larry, you're supposed to be happy. What's wrong now? Oh, Nick. Don't worry about me. I'll be dead and gone soon. Good. Wait, no, I mean, bad. Larry, you're innocent. The case is closed. But my Cindy Windy's gone, man. Gone forever. Larry, she was a... Nah, never mind. Congratulations, Harry. Harry? Yes, you. I can practically see the headlines now. Harry Butts, innocent. Thanks. I really owe you one. I won't forget this, ever. Let's celebrate. Dinner? Movie? My treat? Oh, no, I couldn't. Hey, I was the one who got you off the hook. Oh, hey. Here, take this. It's a present. A present? For me? Wait, wasn't this the evidence that... Actually, I made this clock for her. I made one for her and one for me. Really? You? You made this? Well, thank you. I'll keep it as a memento. Yo, Nick. Can you believe it? I was so into that chick. And she was just playing me for a fool. Don't that make you just want to cry? Larry? Are you so sure? Excuse me? I think she thought quite a lot of you in her own way. Nah, you don't gotta sympathise with me. It's okay. Oh, I'm not just sympathising. Really. Isn't that right? Don't you have something to show your friend? Something that proves how she felt about him? Huh? Oh, yeah, right. What the heck is she talking about? The clock. She took it travelling with it. It's not exactly the most easiest thing to travel around with you. She took this clock when she was travelling. Check this out, Larry. Proof positive you weren't just some chump to her. Huh? What about that clock? This is the clock you made for her, Larry. And she took it with her when she travelled. Whatever, she probably just needed a clock, that's all. You think so? It's a pretty heavy clock to take travelling. Well, make of it what you will. Hey Nick, I'm glad I asked you to be my lawyer. Really, I am. Thanks. Hope that made him feel a little better. Right? I hope you see the importance of evidence right now. Also, hopefully you realise things change depending on how you look at them. People too. We never really know if our clients are guilty or innocent. All we can do is believe in them. And in order to believe in them, you have to believe in yourself. Right? Listen, learn, grow. So grow strong. Never let go of what you believe in. Never. Good message. Well, I think our work here is done. Shall we be off? Yeah, I guess so. Say, how about dinner? On me? We'll drink a toast to the innocent butts. Yeah. Oh, speaking of Harry, you were saying part of why you became a lawyer was because of him. Yeah, part at least. You'll have to tell me more about it sometime. Maybe over drinks? Why not? And so my first trial came to a close. Larry slapped me on the back and said, "Gee Nick, it's good to have friends." But I'm pretty sure he's not going to pay us. Unless you count the clock he gave me. I didn't know it then. But that clock was soon going to be at the centre of another incident. And my promise to tell the chief about me and Larry would be one promise that I wouldn't be able to keep. The end. Chapter 1, Part 1. Nice one. Right, guys. That's it for today's episode. Hope you've enjoyed it. Love this game, and I hope my voices aren't too cringy and that. I just felt I needed to change stuff up a little bit. If you have enjoyed it, please like, comment and subscribe and all that jazz. And I shall see you all on the flip side. Bye bye.